What's cracking, guys? Welcome back to yet again another episode of the Honda Recap. I know we miss next week. I have a reason. I know we're back on track. We're back here again. Thank you all for joining me yet again. I got some cool stuff to talk about. One major topic I really want to get into that's going to be the focus right here. A cool, release I want to show you, and then, we can hang out. Let's get in this. What's cracking, guys? Welcome back to yet again another episode of the Honda Recap. If this is your first time, make sure you hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and that bell so you're notified every Monday night at 6 p.m. West Coast time when this airs. Hang out, talk YouTube, top topics, talk Honda. You know how we do it. What's up to you guys in Premiere? How you all doing? Thanks for joining me for another Monday night live right here on HondaVlogs. That's me. That's the channel. Well, my name's Christian, but this is the HondaVlogs channel. So thank you all for joining me yet again. I appreciate every single one of you that has already subscribed. Thank you for doing that. And again, for the 100th time, my bad. How's everyone doing in Premiere? I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you had a good past week. I didn't get to ask you guys that last week, so I hope it was also a good one, and this weekend was also a good one. This past week, I didn't actually upload a video because I was actually traveling. Kind of had to go to, Nevada, where I'm probably ended up moving. I had to go look for places, see what it's like, figure things out. That was a journey. Things are weird out there. It's not weird, actually. It's kind of cool. It's just different than where I am now. So that's just a giant thing I got to deal with. I also proposed to my girlfriend, so now she's my fiance. That's kind of cool. Really excited for that. Making life moves, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to keep up. No, I'm just kidding. Just making life moves, enjoying life, you know what I mean? Taking that next journey, but that's basically what I was doing. And then we came back. It was like midnight already, and I was going to shoot something Monday, but then I was like, dude, I'm just hella tired. I drove that whole way. We hit traffic. You know what? Well, should have been like an 8-hour drive, which I'm basically kind of used to, so it's not too bad, but let's be honest. After 5 or 6 hours, no drive is that fun. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it turned into like 11 or 12-hour drive. Not great. So I was just like, screw it. I got to go to work. I got things to do. We're just going to miss. I didn't say anything. I know. I'm sorry. Just kind of a no-call, no-show last Monday. But some of you reached out. I appreciate those. People that did, you're the MVP. Thanks you for that. Right off the bat, I wanted to make a cool little video release, not of mine, but of Danny Alaniz, aka the Camera Mafia. I've showed some of his videos in the past because I really wanted to showcase his work. It is just transcended a lot. Danny being the Camera Mafia, he has the capability as a director of photography. So coming from the Honda worlds really early on, shooting street racing, drag racing, and all of the above, he's transcended and actually, has still continued to shoot cars. If you saw it before, he actually shot the Sheepy Lambo video many years ago. Doing it again right now, full anamorphic, everything manual. This guy is not shooting on auto. The tip of the top that you can do, full rigs, everything. This is what he's come up with for Sheepy for this year. Check it out. I'm really excited to show you guys that because I don't think anybody's actually seen that but your guys' eyes, to be honest with you. So that's actually really cool from my end. But like I said, fully anamorphic. That's why you got that super widescreen. Those aren't fake black bars on the top or the bottom. Those are specific anamorphic lenses at like 8K resolution. We're talking ARRI Alexa status. Like, you can't get better equipment than this. We can create that with sliders and the best that we have on a consumer level, but it's really awesome to see that he's taken his love for cars and his abilities with cameras completely manual to create some really awesome entertainment. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but obviously I use a green screen. So to see what was done with this car is pretty insane on the dynos, the roto, all the green screen, and all the audio that went into this. It's actually really cool when you break it down from an editing perspective, let alone watching it and what he does with the camera. So props to the camera mafia. Danny Allen is out there making that happen. I know there's a couple other videos he's been working on right now, and I'm really excited to see those when they finally premiere. All right, guys, I wanted to jump into what we talked about last week, which was how to break mental blocks, and I really appreciate a lot of you that have chimed in, left the comments, and things like that. One of the major things I got out of that was choose one, run with it, find what makes you happy, complete it, and then there's also the crowd of people that just kind of like love going at it a bunch of different angles, and I really appreciate those aspects as well, because that's kind of where my mind is, where I'm just kind of scattered. But there's a lot of people that chose one chassis, and that's very, very, very smart of you guys, because it basically means that all your money is going to funnel into one perspective, right? One view, one car, one thing, and you can kind of polish and just make it your own. So I think personally what I have to do to kind of break out of that mentality is choose. You know what I'm saying? Is choose what I want to do and kind of focus on one path. And doing that means I have to kind of either kind of flip a coin to see what direction I want to go in, what's the purpose of each vehicle, and see which one is the closest to completion. So I will be making a lot more videos very soon. I've been slacking, I know. I've been watching a lot of you guys increase the amount of videos you guys have put out, and it's been hard to keep up, to be honest with you, which is kind of why I haven't been able to do the proper original series that is the recap, being able to go over people's videos and things like that, finding new channels, covering the old people. It's been really hard, because I think even since I know that you guys would probably have done it yourself, but since I said, hey guys, I want to create more content, and helped you guys as best I could, and I watched a lot of people create more content, it's actually been really hard to keep up. I am just one person. I am just doing all this. So pretty sick, dude. Pretty sick to sit back and kind of watch you guys just create a bunch of content. So I'm really juiced on that, and I want to start getting into that creative phase. The reason I created the recap was to kind of bring us all together, but it allows me to make sure that I'm always here on a Monday creating my video, and I really would love to upload a lot more than I do now. So I need to shift focus and kind of work towards creating more and more content. So look out for that. That's really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to focus on both of these builds that I have going on right now, and I believe the RSX might have to get some love, because when I do move, I might only be able to bring one car for now, and I want to make sure that car is actually pretty legit to be able to take anywhere I need. So there's going to be some content coming up soon, and I apologize. You know, I guess I don't really need to apologize, but I do, because I want to create more. With that said, I want to go ahead and jump into this next topic, which is what I started with here and what the reason for this recap was. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be a hot take. It's gonna be my perception. It may not be your perception, but hopefully I can make you see mine, and I would love to hear yours. And I don't think this is gonna be a small comment type video. I think the description, I believe that the comments that are gonna be coming should be fairly big. You know, let me know what you think. You may disagree, you may agree. Tell me what you think. And that is, this topic for this week are takeovers. I've been seeing a lot of people post. Recently, there was a pretty bad one. I believe someone lost their life. So, you know, a moment of silence for them. But with that said, a lot of people have made some comments and made some inferences, if that's even a word. I'm pretty sure it's a word, on takeovers are ruining the car scene. And I believe that statement is a bit broad, and I think it needs to get broken down. And it doesn't bother me that people say that. That's not where I'm going with this at all. But I do hope that some people realize what they're saying has no real relevance to what I think other people believe. And I grew up, obviously, here, California, in the Bay Area. We had sideshows, you know, and the definition of a sideshow is literally like a small show off to the side, right? So, like, I mean, that's, you know, not to get the Webster's definition out here, but you know what I'm saying? And here in the Bay Area, people would do that, whether it was a music video or a bunch of people that just wanted to, you know, hoon out on the streets, but there was no cameras or anything, you know what I mean? They would take over the Bay Bridge. They would just take over city streets in like Oakland and Vallejo and Richmond and Antioch and wherever we were here. Well, I wasn't really there for the most part. This was like early 2000s, 2008, 2010. You know, this is almost like 10 years ago. But I'm not saying it doesn't happen anymore, right? And as of recently, there's been a new thing called takeovers. Again, not new, different word. So really, I get a little bit triggered when people say that takeovers are ruining the car scene, because I feel like the car scene is different. That's not a car scene, and I actually do not believe that a lot of people at these events are actually car people. A lot of people with really, really nice cars that care about their car, care about their community, and care about the people in it aren't attending. It's a different group of people that are attending, and it's not good nor bad. It's just a different group of people. It's not, how do I explain this? It's a different culture. That's a better word. It's a different culture. It's like having Underglow or having Rice Rockets or having muscle cars or having something else. You know what I mean? The people going to takeovers aren't like Honda people. They aren't car people. They aren't cars and coffee people. You know what I mean? It's a culture thing, and the people that are into it, and the people that aren't into it aren't into it. It's fine. Obviously, it's a bit illegal. Obviously, it kind of destroys a lot of property. People have lost their lives. It's definitely becoming a nuisance out on the streets. But you know what I mean? So are shows at Safeway at 11 o'clock at night or 6 p.m. in the afternoon or pop-up meets. You know, like all of them have their relevance, whether we want to believe it or not. And, you know, I'm here to just talk about that. So that's why I say that in the comments, let me know what you think. What do you think about it? Do you like them? Do you not like them? What do you not like about them? I don't want to just say they suck. Like, break it down a little bit. You know, I'm really, really, really interested. I kind of joked around and I was like, so are all bank robbers, do all bank robbers make gun owners look bad? You know what I mean? It's like, well, not really. There's no relevance there. It's just that bank robbers happen to have guns, so it just makes it look bad, right? So are all people that go to takeovers bad car people? So would it make the car scene look bad? Not really. It's just kind of, you know, the type of person that's going to make that connection doesn't really have an affiliation to it at all. They're like a layman to the whole conversation of car people. But I also started to really think about like what happens if you're not a car person whatsoever. You rolled into a Safeway 10 o'clock at night. All you really wanted to get some cake and some chips and then, you know, maybe grab some flowers for your girl and drive home. But you pull into the Safeway and there's like 25 cars all with their lights on, hella people outside in the aisles. Is that welcoming to you? Does that instantly trigger in your head like, oh, this is safe, totally fine, I'm just gonna walk in? Not always, you know, and we can be totally chill, you know what I mean? Like we could just be out there hanging out with friends, we all backed into our parking spots, and you know what I mean? But to someone who is unaware of what's going on, that is just a large group of people that you have no idea about, right? But even if you're a car person showing up to these meets late at night, it's always hit or miss, you know? You don't know who's there, you don't know who's got beef. 15 people might know each other and then another 5 might not, and there's no mingling. There's just, oh, we all like cars, but people never really like get to hang out, you know. It gets really weird out there sometimes, and I'm just being real, you know. So again, are takeovers ruining the car scene as a whole? I can see where it gets roped in as takeovers are going to make the community, you're going to make police, going to make public property owners. We're talking like, you know, Taco Bell's, Foster Freezes, Jack in the Boxes, Safeways. Like, are they going to look at a bunch of cars and be like, I'm calling the cops? It's possible. It's possible. And it's also possible that cops will drive by and see a group of cars and just be like, I got to roll in here because what's going on? You know what I mean? And we all have the ability to like assemble. We could all show up and have a meet. There's nothing wrong with that. But I believe there is actually something wrong with being upset that there's someone that's going to question the motives of what's happening there because they don't know, right? A long time ago, we used to roll up to Highway 9. There's actually a Foster Freeze up there. We would call the owner and we're like, yo, we're going to roll through with like 30 cars, 35 cars, but we're all going to park in your parking lot. We're all going to eat lunch there. We're all spending money. So is it okay if we roll through? And the owner loved it, obviously, because it'd be like every couple months or whatever, but he'd probably be in a legitimate day. He was always staffed correctly. He always had stuff on deck. Everyone was there to eat the ice cream, a hot dog, a burger, fries, whatever it was. He knew, hey, a bunch of people are going to show up. It's not going to be like, oh my man, I don't know what to do here. There's a lot of people. Is this going to be unruly? I don't know who these people are. We made plans to make that happen. Again, we've also made plans, you know, going to a lake or a reserve. Call, get a permit. Hey, I'm going to show up. Is it fine if there's 30 or 40 people that arrive? Okay, cool. They're aware of it at the time. Sometimes even they will, like the park will call a cop or something, you know what I mean? And have them roll through and just be like, yo, They called, they have a permit, we're allowing it, but I'd still like someone to drive by. That's completely fine, right? All of that would be the proper way to throw a meet. You got things like Chronicles when they throw their meet, iBach when they throw their meet, a lot of other cars and coffees. The cars and coffee concept, I think, is what's driving the car enthusiast and the actual real car enthusiasts who are out there to enjoy cars. Sometimes when you think about it, you got a bunch of guys, sure, maybe they're not in there with their Hondas, but if you brought your really clean Honda out to a cars and coffee, obviously you're not going to park next to a Lambo because, you know, a Honda and a Lambo don't really go together, and I think even still you wouldn't want to put your car there, right? But basically what I'm getting at is I believe the true car enthusiasts are hanging out with the true car enthusiasts. We're going to shows in the daylight, and I'm not saying night meets aren't cool or don't throw them. I'm just saying if you do that, make sure you know, look, dude, like, to someone who doesn't know what's going on, it's pretty sketch. It's pretty sketch. And to roll into a car show, we're already kind of like, are you going to steal my car? Are you not going to steal my car? Going somewhere in the middle of the night with 50 other people you have no idea about. You don't know who's there. You know, there could be gang affiliations, people that don't like each other. It's just a massive meeting of people. You don't know. You're already going into like unsafe territory as a car enthusiast, right? So how does that look to a person who has no idea about cars? They're just going to roll in late at night to park their car to grab some groceries, and it's just like, oh, this is kind of sketch, right? So I know we've diverted a bit from the topic of our takeovers ruining the car community. From some aspects, sure. Globally, sure. Yes, I could agree with that. Takeovers as a whole, as they continue to grow, could make the car community as a whole look bad. Although those who are hardcore enthusiasts or actual enthusiasts of cars understand that there are other places that they can go and collaborate and meet and hang out with other enthusiast. If you're going to go to a sideshow, you're going for the sideshow. And in all respects, if that sideshow was like at a coliseum or allowed to be at a certain area, I have no problem with sideshows. You know what I mean? From a outside perspective, they kind of look tight. Would I go? No, because again, they're always in weird ass spots, right? And when we'd have them over here in California, there'd always be gunshots, or like I said, you don't know who's there, and so it is unsafe. So I don't kind of want to go there because I don't know, I only have one car, I don't want to get it stuck there. Seems weird, right? But would I pay for an exhibition like that? Yeah, because that shit's fun, right? Like, don't we go to like SEMA and other places, and there's people doing donuts, and there's people like going around cones and like drifting and doing donuts. I think I just said that, but you know what I mean? That kind of driving is fun. That kind of driving on the city streets is a definite, absolute do not do that. So, like, I don't want people to get it twisted that I'm talking about all this stuff and I think, like, yeah, go in the streets and throw a sideshow. No. Absolutely not. It's straight up illegal, guys. And it's also very, very, like, it's dangerous, dude. It's just fucking dangerous. Like, why are you in the streets doing this, right? It does, at aspect, make the whole community look bad. But I don't believe that those are legitimate car people. So, like, I think what people really need to be saying is like, yo, stop attending these things, because the more we attend them, the more that they get popular. And what I mean by popular is I honestly believe that takeovers and sideshows is just a phase. It's a thing that people are going to go through because it's fun, it's hot, and it's attractive to go and contribute and be a part of and see it. It's like when there'd be drag racing, right? Drag racing has a purpose. You're going to hit the drag races, you know what I mean? And sometimes it gets really big, the spot gets hot, and you're like, whoa, all right, we were supposed to just have some runs here, but there's like 400 people. These are getting hot. You know what I'm saying? I believe eventually the hardcore people that are out there to do their racing are going to find places where there's less people. It is about competition. It is about safe, friend, and they're going to make it a friendly environment. And those are the enthusiasts, correct? Let me know if I'm wrong here. So, sideshows and takeovers. At some point, it got so big, there was YouTube channels that were literally condoning it, making it happen. And you're just like, great. So now everybody wants to attend one of these things, and it becomes something of a statement. You know, it's a phase that people are going through, just like, you know, underglow, body kits. Like, we're gonna roll into these things and then we're going to roll out of them. For a while, takeovers weren't really that big, and now they're coming back. So they only lulled out for like 3 or 4 months, maybe 6 months, and now we're starting to get like a lot of attendance. And that really does suck, because I don't want that to become a norm. I don't want our city streets to be hella dangerous and just have people doing that all the time. But again, I don't think as a whole those are car enthusiasts, and I don't believe that just because takeovers exist, it's going to make the entire car culture a bad sign. It's not going to make everybody feel that, oh, every car show is going to turn into a sideshow. I believe people know that that's not the case. And because of Cars and Coffee and people getting up at like 7 in the morning to go and hang out with friends, park their cars, literally drink some coffee, everyone's home by 11. I'm pretty sure they hooned on the way home. I'm pretty sure they hit some back roads with their buddies, because we're all doing that. Whether you're 20 years old, 40, 50, some guys are out there 70, 80 years old, took their Corvette out, their Shelby, whatever they have still in the garage, they're going to take it. You know what I mean? They're going to watt 2 or 3 gears. You know, I still got this type situation. And then they're going to go home. Those are the enthusiasts. The car enthusiasts out there that are like upset that the manual transmission is going away and purposely buying cars with manual transmissions regardless of what they are because they want to just save one. Those are the enthusiasts, okay? Week Fest, people that are going to Week Fest or car meets on the weekend or the Chronicles meet or IBOC or all of these little shows, not so little anymore, those are car enthusiasts. Do some car enthusiasts end up at sideshows? Probably. Probably. But I don't think a lot of them are. And I honestly maybe don't believe that a lot of people going to sideshows are also going to the other meets that I just talked about. So as a whole, what do I think? I think that takeovers shouldn't be a thing. Honestly, I do believe it's a phase. I do believe people will grow out of it. I believe that maybe eventually they'll feel the same way. Like, it's getting hot. I don't really want to be there anymore. It's getting kind of sketch. And they don't show up anymore. And it's going to die off. And it's going to die off. And it's still going to happen. It's still going to happen because there's still people that want the thrill. There's still people that want that exhibition. And, you know, it's going to exist. But I do feel like it will fade out in the future. You just got to give it time. We just got to give it time, guys. And again, I'm not trying to condone it by giving it time, but by not attending, by showing what happens to our streets, by showing how it hurts our community, that as a whole will go down. Law enforcement's really going to be cracking down on it 100%. But again, on the flip side, yes, takeovers will make our meets and parking lot a little bit suspect. But as long as we're respectful, as long as you take the extra steps, like I mentioned earlier on in this rant, you know, maybe calling whoever owns the parking lot or getting a permit or just calling the cops and be like, yo, I want to throw a meet in this parking lot Saturday between this time and this time. Can we do it? No? All right. Find somebody who has a shop, a boba shopper, or something who's going to like maybe be like, yo, I'll give you this many spaces, but everyone's just got to like, you know, buy some boba, buy some poke, buy some Chinese food, buy some Taco Bell, buy some wherever parking lot you're going to hit and just be like, yo, can we use this area? And more often than not, they will let you because it's going to grow business. And at the time of growing business, it's also going to show that this is a group of people we can trust. And then over time, you can slowly expand the number of cars that you can bring as long as it's organized and people are actually following the rules. Okay? So that's my hot take on this, guys. I just saw a lot of posts about takeovers and how it's going to ruin the car community and how everyone's going to hell and just, well, not actually going to hell, but, you know, everything's going to hell, rather. And I don't know, I felt like I needed to talk about it. I felt like I wanted to talk to you guys, the audience. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about it. I'm sure a lot of you are going to think it's dumb. It should go away. It's going to ruin everything. But I hope that there's some people out there that can kind of look at it from a bird's eye view of like, I do think it's a phase. I do think it will fade away just like a bunch of other random things that have been going on. As long as people start to see what's going on, the sadness of people passing away, the bad driver and the public property that's getting destroyed. And eventually people are going to be like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. It's going to get kind of hot and the attendance will drop and then it'll start to like, you know, go away. And the smaller it gets, the easier it is to handle, at least from a law enforcement kind of perspective. You know, it's easier to handle. It's easier to handle a couple hundred people than it is a couple 100,000 people. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, guys, I don't know. That was just my this week's hot take. So what do you guys think in the comments below? Do you think takeovers are going to be a thing that's here forever? Do you think takeovers are going to just ruin the car scene completely just by the fact that they exist? And what is your favorite way to hang out with people in the car community? Do you love Cars and Coffee? Do you go often? Do you do local meets? Have you thrown meets? What's your favorite kind of meet? You know what I mean? I don't want to condone people getting together at all. Just make sure it's safe. Make sure people know. And that's one of the biggest things I kind of wanted to bring up too, is just maybe keep in the back of your head when you go to these shows and you go to these big meets, especially at night. People that don't know the car community and don't know that we're just there to hang out with our cars and friends and things like that, they just see a group of people, and it just, it could be a little unsafe or make to feel unsafe. So just make sure when you guys are out there, man, I feel like I'm really old saying this, but I think about these things, guys, like just make sure that when people who aren't into it are parking and they're visiting these public places that we're taking over, it's a safe environment. There doesn't, no one's freaking out or yelling or revving or making an unsafe environment, because we are borrowing public property to hang out. This isn't a driveway. These are public places that we're using, we're borrowing, and we're hoping that it is okay. And if police do show up asking questions, honesty is the best policy. We're just here to hang out. It's only about 20, 30 people. It's only 10 people, only 5 to 10 people. It's just my friends. You know what I mean? And if they stick around, cool. If they say you guys got to go, just go. Just whatever. Go find another spot. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it used to be. You know what I mean? When Jack in the Box parking lot got hot, we went to the Safeway down the street. When the Safeway down the street, we went to the skate park. At least we're at the skate park, public place. We could be skating. It is after dark, so all the way, we're already breaking the rules. But you know what I mean? But if you get kicked out, you get kicked out. There's no need to fight. There's no need to complain. Just go home. We can get our cars home. No one got towed. No one got ticketed. Anything like that. We live to fight another day, guys. We live to fight another day. So, with that said, guys, thanks for listening to this rant. I know it's an off-the-wall one, but like I said, I saw a lot of people posting on Instagram and their stories and on their posts about takeovers that are coming back, and I was just kind of like, you know what? I don't think it's ruining the car culture or the car scene. I think it's just a phase. And those of us that are still going to be here in the next couple of years are the people that are still going to be here in the next couple of years, and I think that's just going to die off. So, as long as more people see what's going on, I think the crowds will drop. And as long as the crowds are dropping, it'll start to phase out. But that's it for me this week, guys. I'll get back to the normal recap. I've just been, wanting to talk, communicate with these guys. I've really loved reading the comments, so that's why I've really been enjoying asking you guys questions, to have some sort of interaction with you guys. Thank you all for joining me yet again for another week here at the Honda Recap. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up and that bell so you're notified every Monday night at 6 p.m. West Coast time when this airs. Head over to HondaVlogs.com/shop. Pick yourself up a shirt, hoodie, sticker, or anything else you guys want to support the channel. Thank you to everybody who has already. I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.